So today, right now, I want to talk about recognizing the weight that you've been carrying. Have you been feeling unusually heavy, like you're dragging or something invisible is behind you? That's the energy of what's unspoken but unresolved, and today we're going to bring light to it. In this segment, we're going to explore how emotional and energetic clutters hides in plain sight, disguised as fatigue, frustration, and indecision. We'll talk about how to recognize the energetic weight you've normalized and why feeling off is often a sign that your soul is preparing for a release. And let me tell you, people, today's been a day. Most of you, and I feel this a lot, especially this weekend. We had a lot of rain here in Colorado all weekend. I think we had the sun out for like 5 minutes yesterday. And I felt tired and drained and kind of heavy, but I couldn't quite pinpoint what was going on. Now, I know that we are in severe energetic shifts and changes on the planet right now. I know that we are technically in a war of the worlds between good and light, and I'll accept that. And I also know that we have to step up and become who we truly are. AI is coming into our world and we have to deal with that. And if we're not speaking our truth, nothing's going to change. And I also want to remind you that I do have a light activation guide, and it's going to help support your process. And all you have to do is click on the download in the show notes and it will be immediately sent to you. And yesterday, well, probably Sunday, I'm going to tell you a couple of things. We all know at one point that my father passed away on April 30th. And it's been a very challenging thing to navigate. And every time I think that I'm getting my poop in a group, I discover I'm not. And today was another big release. Last week, I told you what happened at the grocery store, where this beam of light came in and I went into gut-wrenching pain. And I mean literally gut-wrenching pain, doubled over, and I had to get back ready for the show. Well, today I had another one of those events. No, over the weekend I had gut-wrenching pain, but it wasn't like it went away. So what I have discovered and learned and realized is that my body is letting me know when another release is coming. Now, I didn't know that yet, but I was in it. And I thought, what am I releasing that is so painful? And I figured it has to be my father because it's in the gut. It's the things that I'm navigating through. And because I'm writing this chapter in this anthology book, that came back with final edits and things got changed. And everything triggered in me. I mean, I went down a rabbit hole like you wouldn't believe. Now, this is part of the release. This is part of everything that was going on that I didn't know. And that pain was letting me know something's coming. Now, I didn't know that yet. I found that out probably about an hour ago. Okay? That's how well I'm getting the message. But in this triggering of I'm not being validated, I'm not being heard, nobody cares about me, why should I be here? And I believe it or not, I got up at 4:30, 6 o'clock. I'm like, I don't even want to be alive, because whatever's happening on this planet, I'm feeling, and I know I'm here to help transmute that, bring the light to the world, to help save the planet, to help through the ascension process, and yada, yada, yada. Okay? But that doesn't make going through this healing process and this grieving process any easier. And I always say over and over again, you don't heal until you release the emotional part of it. So in this process of rereading the chapter, and I went down this, I also relived the moment that my entire life changed before me. And because the story was switched around just a little bit, it triggered everything. And so, of course, it's where it's supposed to be. I got resolved and I handled it, but I had to get the rage, and I mean rage, out because I felt so traumatized at that point, because this is a very private, personal story. The book will be out on September 9th of this chapter of what changed in my life from my father. And when I read that, it was like I actually felt at that moment, I went back to 11 years old. And I went back into that place in the bathtub when my father walked in the bathroom when all of us girls were in the bathtub, because this is in the 60s. And I remember at that moment, I saw the bruises from my shoulders all the way down to my knees. And I literally felt this morning that whatever happened, I relived. As far as the shutting down, the rage, and then looking at that man who is now a monster and thought, how could you do this to your little girl? And everything changed. And I literally, again, left my body and did not come back for 50 years, 40 years. So it was another indication, because I don't remember much of my life. And I spent most of my life trying to go back to that place and remember what happened in my life. Thank God, and I say this today, and thank God I did not push this element until now, because I would never have been able to handle what I'm handling now, with what happened, with the changes, with the abuse that I felt, with my mother doing nothing to protect her children. I mean, it was one thing after another, after another, after another. And that is a very painful place to be. So when I say navigating a perpetrator who is your father, you think this is easy? Because this is an identity. Because when we suffer at the hands of people who are supposed to protect us and they die, what do? Most people die shortly after them because their identity is attached to that. So I received a message that I am now free to move around the cabin. And what that actually means is I am no longer looking over my shoulder, and I'm finally safe and feel free. The other thing, because I'm in this, another graphic that showed up this morning, and I think this is very profound of what Spirit is doing and talking about, and this is why this is so important to release whatever emotional stuff, and it sucks, and it hurts, it's painful, you feel weak, you feel like a failure, you feel like you should be able to handle it, and no, you're not. You're really not. You're supposed to be in it. That's the human experience. But the graphic that came up to me, because I know why I'm here, was I am in a dark cave, shackled to the wall, facing every demon that I have so the phoenix can rise. That was powerful. Still sucks to be me right now. And I'm okay with it at the moment. Because I know that the light workers, the way showers that are out here, are slowly coming together to join forces so we can lift the darkness that's on this planet right now. The world's going to shift next year. But what's coming up for you that needs to be released? Because there are things coming up. Nobody is being untouched right now. Everybody I talk to is feeling like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I could do this. At 6 o'clock this morning, I said, I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to be gone. I mean, and I really felt that. And I didn't even know why I felt that yet, but I felt it. I acknowledged where I was emotionally. And then I read my chapter and everything blew open. The pain from 2 days ago is a new release that I have about my father, because even though we are untethered, it doesn't matter. Whatever that energy did inside my physical body is still there. So what is holding you? What is the tether? My contract with my father and my mother is released. I actually, last week after I got off the show, believe it or not, I actually saw, because this is what Spirit's doing, they're putting a movie camera in front of me anymore. So I watched the vision. And I actually saw when I agreed to come down to this earth to do what I'm doing. I also remembered this morning that I did not want to come. And I have spent years upon years, dreams, lifetimes, everything coming up about, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around my father. I wanted nothing to do with this. And yet I came, because in that moment when I signed that contract to come onto this earth, was that I knew that my light was so desperately needed for what is about to come upon us. And that because I know how to transmute pain, I have lived with pain my entire life beyond measures. And I know that I haven't even touched 1/10 of what so many other people have gone through. But I went through enough pain, and I know how to heal it. I know how to move through it, and I know how to get on the other side. And so that's why I know that I am desperately needed on this planet right now to help us. And I want people to understand that what you're feeling is normal. Because what we don't release, we repeat. I don't want to live with this. I do not want to die or deny the grief that I'm in with my father, regardless of how ugly and painful and hurtful it is. I want to get rid of it once and for all. And that's what I'm inviting all of you to do, because even though these are emotional symptoms, they're also spiritual signals that it's time to go. So if it's in your face it, because it's time to release, and you have the support of me, other people, and spirit there. So we have to take a quick commercial break. But again, if you're getting any value, please send the link to friends and family and invite them to watch the show. And again, the free light activation guide is in the show notes, and we'll be right back.